Dear viewers, the topic which we will discuss today is why during the tenure or the government of Awami League, Bangladesh toes the Indian line, or Bangladesh is subservient to India. Why it is so? And there are a couple of things which I would like to analyze here, like to discuss here, examine here. The first is that on March 26th this year, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was the chief guest on the occasion of 50th anniversary of the independence of Bangladesh. Despite the fact that widespread demonstrations had taken place in Dhaka and elsewhere in Bangladesh against the visit of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, calling him as the butcher of Gujarat, calling him as a person whose hands are full of blood of Muslims of India, calling him a person whose Bharatiya Janata Party, ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, responsible for an act which basically tried to target the Bangladeshi origin Muslims in the Indian state of Assam. So, within such perspective, we have to find out that what is wrong with Bangladesh now, regardless of the fact that the people of Bangladesh have been very resilient. They are very independent minded. They have a history of resisting against the foreign occupation, against foreign intervention. But why is it so that there is a walkover as far as India is concerned? Now, the second thing is basically that we have to be mindful that the popular sentiments in Bangladesh are not pro-Indian. Are not pro-Indian to the extent that there are people in large number who resent the manner in which India has been able to impose its tutelage over Bangladesh. India has been able to exploit Bangladesh. India is held responsible that its border security force has been killing Bangladeshis now and then. So then in such a situation, Narendra Modi as a chief guest on the occasion of Bangladesh 50 years of Bangladesh, and what Narendra Modi said, he used that opportunity in order to blame Pakistan, criticize Pakistan. A lot of Pakistan bashing took place on March 26th, and that was all under the patronage of Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. The third thing is basically that despite the demonstrations which were held in Bangladesh against the visit of the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he managed to come. And by the way, last year also he was scheduled to visit Dhaka, but then he postponed his visit under the pretext of a pandemic. Pandemic has not ended, but this year on 26th of March he came, and the entire show of March 26th was basically used against Pakistan. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. It's very unfortunate that the Awami League government and the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, that her hatred against Pakistan is so deep rooted that not a word was mentioned when the Indian Prime Minister was sitting right in front of her on March 26 on the celebration of 50th anniversary of Bangladesh. And when there was a speaker who was basically mentioning and narrating the messages, the congratulatory messages which were sent from different heads of the state and the government, he named all the countries except Pakistan, although the Pakistan Prime Minister was the first one to congratulate Bangladesh for its independence. So that reflects how much is the hatred which Sheikh Hasina possesses against Pakistan. And Pakistan has not retaliated. Pakistan has always welcomed Bangladesh. Pakistan has always tried to keep the people of Bangladesh in high esteem, has always tried to mention the fact that whatever had happened in 1971 and earlier, and felt sorry for that. But even then, the perception of Awami League and Sheikh Hasina, that has not changed. Now, having said that, I think the people of Bangladesh, the world is viewing, the world is watching, the world watched what had happened on March 26th, that the entire program was basically hijacked by India. Absolutely, there is no doubt about it. And look at the cunning smile on the face of Narendra Modi when he said that he was the one who had participated, who had supported the Bangladesh liberation movement. Now, the Bangladesh liberation movement, I don't want to discuss that in that context. What has happened has happened, and the fact is basically that if India helped Bangladesh, if India helped the Awami League, the outlawed Awami League, which was banned by the then regime of Yahya Khan, for an independent state, it doesn't mean that it was committed to the independence of Bangladesh. It had a vested interest as far as the breakup of Pakistan is concerned. That is what was the age-old dream of India since August 1947. And when the surrender took place of Pakistani armed forces on December 16 in Racecourse Ground in Dhaka, the Indian Prime Minister, the then Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, was very quick to remark that we have buried the two-nation theory Bay of Bengal. So there is a history as far as the Indian, this venom against Pakistan, the Indian attempts to hurt Pakistan, to damage Pakistan, and it succeeded in the disintegration of Pakistan. And as far as the Bangladeshi people are concerned, they must understand that there is a baggage which they have to keep in mind, and the baggage is that without the Indian support, they wouldn't have been able to get independence from Pakistan. Absolutely. There is no doubt about it, that it was India's policy of intervention, it was India's policy of open and blatant attack on the then East Pakistan, and East Pakistan, as one can agree or disagree, East Pakistan a legal part of Pakistan, because of the fact that when December 1970 elections were held, and when Awami League secured majority, out of 300 seats it got 162 seats. There was no mandate for Awami League for independence from Pakistan. 6 points never ever mentioned separation from Pakistan or the disintegration of Pakistan, no. But Sheikh Mujibur Rahman and the Awami League, it is argued that because of the circumstances when the Assembly, National Assembly's inaugural session of National Assembly was postponed on March 1st. It was scheduled to be held in Dhaka on March 3rd. So that triggered, violence. But it doesn't mean that Awami League was given the right by the people of East Pakistan to break from for the breakup of Pakistan. No. So there is a question mark as far as the legality of Bangladesh is concerned. There was 6 points were not for separation, 6 points were not for the break of Pakistan, and those who wanted to break Pakistan, those who wanted to basically make use of the opportunity of the foolishness and the mismanagement of 1971 crisis, they used it in order to create Bangladesh. There was absolutely no support from the people of East Pakistan. Had a referendum been held earlier, the people of East Pakistan wouldn't have supported Bangladesh, an independent Bangladesh. So this is one thing which we have to keep in mind. And then in 2015 and later on also, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, he openly acknowledged that his country was in the forefront for the creation of Bangladesh. I think that is something which the world should have taken notice, that how come India was allowed to interfere in the internal affairs of Pakistan. It was the internal matter of Pakistan, what was going on in Pakistan. One can disagree with the mode of military operation, but nowhere there was any justification on the part of Awami League to carry out, to launch a movement for Bangladesh. So therefore, the cat is out of the bag. Absolutely, that India played a pivotal role, a crucial role, a critical role for the creation of Bangladesh, and that is the baggage which the people of Bangladesh will have to carry with them forever, because of the fact that each and every time when Bangladesh tries to assert its position against India, India reminds Bangladesh of the favor which it made to Bangladesh by helping them out to get an independent country. It would have been better for those who were striving for Bangladesh to, they should have waited instead of just relying on the Indian support. And by the way, Narendra Modi didn't ever mention about Kashmir, Jammu and Kashmir, that how massive human rights violation, and why the Awami League government, Sheikh Hasina's government, has been so soft on India. So the thing is basically that as far as the ground realities are concerned, Bangladesh is now called as subservient to India. Bangladesh has a client, patron relationship with India. Bangladesh cannot take a stand against India. So it is like a colony, that Bangladesh is a colony of India and India is exploiting Bangladesh, and then it is trying to make fool of the people of Bangladesh by arguing that it is helping them out, it is providing them, but then the covert or the vested interest of India is very clear. So I would end here by arguing that March 26th in Dhaka, what happened in Dhaka in March, on March 26th, and how the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi was given a space, that is a matter of shame for the people of Bangladesh. That the hands of Narendra Modi filled with the blood of Muslims, and then of course in Jammu and Kashmir and elsewhere, and with the Indian Muslims and with the Muslim Bengalis of Assam, of the Citizenship Amendment Act of CAA, how Amit Shah, he ridiculed the people of Bangladesh, that we will throw them out, we will throw Bangladeshis out of India. So this is a moment of truth for the people of Bangladesh, and then they must realize that if they allow India to further colonize Bangladesh, then Bangladesh will lose its sovereignty for good. Thank you very much.